Alright, YouTube. I just recently watched voicemails from Isabelle, and this love trope is so freaking annoying and this needs to die. And I really need to get into it because I'm so tired of this love trope and it just needs to end. So I'm gonna get into it and tell you guys right now. Now, y'all, I'm not a movie review content creator. I'm a dating romance content creator. So that's what my channel is about. And I recently just watched voicemails of Isabelle. And this love trope has been annoying the crap out of me, and especially for men. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It's basically whenever you watch a romance movie, like almost all the time, there's always like a scene where like usually the guy will mess up and he'll mess it up with the woman usually, and at the end of the movie, you know, at some point he ends up getting her back. But it's the way he always gets her back, and it's almost in every cliche romance movie that annoys the hell out of me. And that's basically when I watch voicemails of Isabelle, there's a scene where the guy messes up, and then essentially his friends are saying, hey, go after her, basically go tell her that you love her, right? So basically, they met at a restaurant. Basically, in the movie, they met at this restaurant that the woman liked. So basically, she's eating there on New Year's Eve, right before New Year's, and then basically the friends of the guy is telling him to go basically there and basically go tell her how you feel. So literally, this dude literally just shows up to the restaurant while she's eating. She's sitting there by herself, and she's like shocked. She's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Because they've had like, you know, situation. And then he's basically like, I know you don't need a man, but I love you and I need you. And she just gets up and literally he just grabs her and then they just start kissing. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, like this is so cute and romantic, right? But the thing that annoys me so much about these type of movies, and this is like almost all romance movies, is it gives men in real life a false sense of hope. And that drives me insane because I feel like when you see scenes like this, it makes men think that this is real life and like this can happen to a real woman. And I would say maybe 2% of the woman, maybe 1% of the woman, this might be some real shit that happens in real life. Maybe you're a guy that messes up and you can just say, hey babe, I love you, come here and let me kiss you, right? Or whatever, and she'll forgive you. Maybe this happens like 1% of women and men, right? But the other 99% of the time, this will never happen to you. And I'm not trying to be negative or discouraged, but when I see this, I hate it because it gives men a false sense of hope that you can just show up to a woman's job or show up to a woman's house or show up to a woman's favorite spot and do this and she's gonna instantly take you back. And the reality is it does not happen. If anything, the reality is you're going to be labeled a stalker, you're going to be labeled a creep, you're going to be labeled as someone that cannot get the hint to leave her the fuck alone. And she's going to be even more mad at you, and she might call the cops, or she might, you know what I mean, press charges on you or whatever, or she might make a restraining order on you because you cannot leave her alone. So this is the reality. This is how real life women are when you fuck up. I would never ever encourage men to try this method that they see in these bullshit romance movies, as much as I love them, because it's not realistic. And I am so tired of seeing these things in movies because I love romance movies. I'm a hopeless romantic. But this trope is in all these romance movies, and it drives me insane because I feel like when men see this, they think, oh my God, like all I got to do is do this because it worked in the movie. It can happen to me in real life. And women in real life are very different from women in these type of scenes, and these are movies for a reason, and I hope men understand that. And like I said before, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It's possible that this trope in a love movie can happen to you, but you might be the 1%. The other 99% is not happening. You know what I mean? If that was the case, if what you saw on this movie or any of these type of romance movies was the case, then think about anybody that you've ever dated in your life. Maybe someone that you fucked up with. Like maybe you dated a woman and you fucked up and you lost her, right? Most of y'all on here never got that woman back because she just didn't want to accept you and give you another chance. And you moved on with your life, right? 99% of the time, that's kind of how it goes. If that was the case, every time we've ever fucked up and we did something wrong to our partner or our person, then we can get her back because we can do this stupid movie trope. You know what I mean? But that's not how reality works. That's not how life works. So this movie trope, this love trope that always happens in romance movies needs to die because it drives me insane. Every time I see it, I always think to myself, you're giving men a false sense of hope on what reality actually is to dating. So men, when you watch romance movies, I'm not trying to discourage you. love the romance movies. I love romance movies, but do not follow this stupid movie trope, because at the end of the day, it's a movie, and in real life, women are going to have a much different reaction most of the time, and it's not going to be good. So don't show up at her job, don't show up at a restaurant and do all this shit, because in reality, you're going to just look desperate, creepy, and a stalker, and it's actually going to put you in a worse position. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's other methods if you want to try to get her back, which I will also tell you guys about in another video. So I'm going to get into that in a different video. But that's my take on this. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed my content, you watched to the end, please give this a thumbs up, a like. Comment, please, and tell me what your guys' thoughts on this. I know this is controversial, but I'm just being honest with you. And please subscribe and turn on your notifications. It would really help me so much grow, and I can keep cranking out great dating content for y'all. This has been your boy Tyreek, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.